and he'll be looking to qualify for the 2018 Canadian team. He's going to attempt it in the 5,000 meter. Denny Morrison, however, is a middle distance specialist. 1,000 and 1,500 meters are his best races. He was an Olympic medalist in those distances at the Sochi Olympics.
So we've seen earlier some of the Canada Cup races where longer distance people do sprints to sort of get into things, but Denny Morrison doing the opposite, starting with a 5,000 meter race when he does some shorter stuff. He does the team pursuit as well, but what would go into a decision to do a 5K when you have your better races still to come?
Well, Denny Morrison is a racer. He knows how to pull good races out of nowhere, and when things really matter, he tends to get going. So he's probably telling himself, why should he limit his options? He has the ability and the skill to qualify in this distance. And this isn't only the 2018 team selections, this is also the Canadian Single Distance Championships. So there is hardware on the line. Skaters tend to want to race things. You know, sitting out races is not in their nature.
And having followed Denny Morrison for a number of years, he likes to go fast. He likes the speed. He is a racer, so that's why he's out, obviously. Belchos with an early lead. Belchos, who's got some inline experience as well. He won a bronze medal at the Pan American Games in Toronto in 2015 in roller speed skating in the 10K points race. I believe it was the first Canadian ever to win a roller medal in Pan Am competition.
Jordan Belchos is no slouch over these long distances. He's a world-class athlete. He's been skating on the World Cup circuit for a number of years with the Canadian team.
Very close race between these two. Now, how much of a draft is Denny Morrison getting right there? He's sucked right in there.
He's using everything he can down that backstretch. So wily move from Denny Morrison to get a little bit of draft there.
At the fall trials, Jordan Belchos was fourth with a time of 6:23.84. His personal best was set on the Olympic ice in South Korea, the Gangneung Oval. That was back last February. As he's pulled out a bit of an advantage, he's got about a second up on Morrison right now. Low 30s are the lap times for these two.
Absolutely, and these guys are chasing that Olympic qualifying time standard of 6:14.51. That's an average of 29.6 seconds per lap. So neither skater has achieved that mark within the last year.
29.83 lap time for Morrison, closing the gap. 31.9 on that last lap for Belchos. Right up, almost alongside each other, but we saw Morrison getting the draft a few laps ago. Now it's Belchos' turn.
So keep an eye on these veteran long-distance skaters. They know how to set up those corners so that they can take advantage of those drafts every few laps.
This is two guys here who've done this many, many times before, so it's a battle of veteran wits here, it seems, Leo.
Absolutely. Denny Morrison just hanging on to those 29s, keeping that lap under 30 seconds. That's what he needs to do. Both skaters 3 seconds ahead of the pace set by Fish.
Morrison's own personal best time, 6:19.91. He set it just over a month ago, so maybe he's thinking of a new distance.
If Denny Morrison can hang on to this pace, he is on track to equal or better that time. 6:19 is an average of 30.1 seconds a lap.
They both dip down back below that. Morrison with a 30.2, Belchos 30.31. Within about 3/10 of each other. They are just going toe-to-toe, flat out against each other. 2,000 meters still to go.
So these two skaters will be going for it. They will have set a target time, which may be a little ambitious for the day in the atmospheric conditions, but what options do they have? It's the Canadian Championships, it's the team selection competition,
and the national titles on the line. 30.1 the last lap for Morrison, 30.49 from Belchos as Morrison looks to be finding his groove a little bit. The gap was down to about 1/10 of a second. Morrison a little bit faster, and he's now starting to pour on the speed a little bit, pulling away.
See if Belchos has an answer.
dips back into the 29s, does Morrison. 29.94. Belchos up to 30.76, and it seems for all his 1,000 and 1,500 meter experience, Morrison is finding some pace late in this race.
Absolutely, as he moves into the outer lane. This is a big lap for him with 2 to go. Can he bring it down again? Morrison negative split the last lap.
30.33 on that last one, so back into the 30s for Morrison.
And he's going to go over the top of Belchos as he starts to eat into his pair. Both skaters still ahead of Fish, so aiming for that top spot on the leaderboard is Denny Morrison.
Time to beat, 6 minutes, 26.71. Both of these skaters looking like they're going to move ahead of that one with coming up to 1 lap to go. Denny Morrison, lap time there, 30.45. Belchos 30.92. Morrison now over 2 seconds ahead.
He can maintain this pace. He's looking at around a 6:21. That would put him 5 seconds ahead of Graham Fish and just shy of his personal best.
Morrison, one arm going in the outer lane, comes into the home stretch. Less than 100 meters to go now. Denny Morrison, both arms down, powering to the line. Let's see his time when he crosses all the way over. 6:21.09, 6:22.90.